Well, thank you again for joining us on the Grim and Bloody Theater. Tonight we have Comika Hartford, writer behind the episode 1 of the Hinterland Zoo Anthology horror series. We are pleased to screen this, and it's a pleasure to have you on. Comika, thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey there, it's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Beautiful, intelligent, and well lit. We like this.
Yeah. I love the resolution, guys.
What I thought.
So sit back and enjoy this one. If you have any wine, go ahead and pour yourself a glass, and you're going to enjoy this couple. Comika, why don't you go ahead and give us a very brief synopsis of what the viewers can expect from Bango tonight.
We'll definitely get a beverage. And essentially, you will be going to a creepy California suburb where every house is the nightmare next door, and a very conservative couple wants to take a walk on the wild side the way they all do.
Ooh, hear that? All right. You guys ready to do it?
Yes.
All right. Just press play and go.
Awesome.
Enjoy.
I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. I love my husband and I want him to be happy. It's my job as a wife. And hey, I know what you're thinking, but I'm not some kind of victim. Aaron is a good man, and marriage is a journey, which sometimes means doing things you're not completely comfortable with. I mean, I am comfortable. It's not like we didn't have that night with my roommate in college, and I managed to deal with that, mostly. But I was younger. We both were. I just didn't expect to be here again, doing this tonight. So, Christina, can I get you some more wine?
You know what, babe? I'll have some more.
Okay.
Everyone calls me Chris.
I'm sorry. Everyone calls me Sam instead of Samantha, so we both have boys' names. Well, Chris, thank you for coming. I mean, thank you for coming over. Oh my God.
Would you like some more wine?
I can only help.
Oh, what's that?
That is one of my birthday presents.
It's the biblical definition of his name.
And you know what? I have just the bottle, okay?
Every man is a king in his home. Really?
So, what do you do?
What do you mean?
What do you do for work to support yourself?
I know what work means. What do you do?
I work for Pharmachromatics, basically making healthcare more accessible. Essentially, there are so many people that either can't afford their prescriptions or preventative care, and I mean, it's just a crime how much needless suffering goes on.
Wow, that's really cool. Aaron didn't mention that. I manage the cafe near Aaron's office. That's how we became friends. But you already know that, right?
I do.
Wait, you have never seen me before, have you?
Oh, no, why?
Interesting. He said you were bi and that you had seen us talking one day when you came to pick him up and that you asked about, all of us hooking up, which I thought was pretty fucking hot. But I can tell by the look on your face that that's not exactly what happened.
Well, I just want my husband to be happy.
Look, I think you're sexy.
Thank you.
And your husband's hot as balls. But you two clearly don't need a threesome, all right? You probably need a therapist, to help you with your communication and your intimacy issues. So while I love another glass of fancy wine and you're both totally welcome to come hear my friend's band play tonight, I just don't see anything happening between us. You feel me?
I feel you and everything.
What's going on?
Oh, actually, I was just telling your wife
Could we
that...
have the wine before we talk? I would appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you. It'll help me relax.
Okay. Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, a lot of stuff.
Can I talk to you in private?
Sure.
Well, take your time.
Oh my God. What? How are you so drunk already? What the fuck?
I don't feel. Oh my gosh, I don't feel drunk at all. I feel really, really light and airy.
Ladies?
I have to tell you something. It's a secret, though.
Yeah?
So my hands feel very, very heavy, and there's so much hair on them. And I was like, why is there so much hair, and why is there so much hair in the world? Like, what is the point of that? There's so much hair. Can you think about how much?
Dude,
the point?
you were tripping balls. What the fuck did you take?
Oh God, no, nothing. Because like I took that gum, but my mom made me go back. We paid for it, so we are good, and we can go back to that store. We could go there now.
Ladies all right in there? Ladies?
We'll be right out.
Done.
Did you take drugs earlier?
I would never
loosen
do
it?
that. No, I would never do that because I drank wine like a grown-up lady.
Okay, that's what I thought. Look, I think that your husband put something, okay? No, I'm serious. I think he put something in the wine, all right? Because I'm not. I think we need to.
What?
I think I need to get out of here. We need to get out of the house.
Why?
Because your psycho husband drugged us, and I don't want to end up chained to a bed somewhere in a Tijuana basement, right?
I know, right? Because like that was the worst hotel. I do not want to go back to Tijuana. That's not 4-star. Just ratings
once again,
don't matter.
I feel like you're missing the point. Okay, I need to call my roommates right now. Like I need my roommates to come get me right now.
I will totally help you.
Could
call
you
them.
just get my phone?
I will totally get your purse. I will totally get your phone. I will and we will call them. Chris?
Aaron? What's going on? Honey?
There you go. That's good. Stop. Okay. Oh, go. Shh. Okay. He's asleep. You're right, Sarah. We just have to get you to the car, okay? Okay. Shh. Okay, good. You're doing so good. Okay, now. There we go.
Oh.
Good. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, you're stronger than you look.
Thank you. Okay. There you go.
He doesn't deserve you.
Yes, he does. It's okay. I'm gonna be okay. Okay, now. There you go. No, do it. Careful on the turns. Careful on the turns. Good. All right, now. Okay. Okay, careful. There you go. Like I said, marriage is a journey, and sometimes you have to do things you're not comfortable with to save your love, your life, your home. It's my responsibility to obey my husband and take care of him. I know my place. When the couple next door got that little barking dog that kept Aaron up, the poor man could barely sleep. I took care of it like always. There's no need for useless suffering. Pain is a gift. It should always be useful to us. I've always taken care of him. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, from applying to colleges for him to making sure he picked the right one so we could stay together. He just wasn't ready for a long-distance relationship, and I had to protect him from that kind of stress. It's unhealthy, bad for the heart. And I know, so is Rohypnol, but you have to pick your battles. You are so cute right now. Just like that time in college. Sometimes I wish you would wake up. Sometimes I wish you knew how hard it is to take care of you while staying true to our vows. I crawl through the mouth of the wolf and I swim through the river of blood deep inside you because taking care of people is hard. But it's the only thing I'm really good at. That's why you always say I'm gonna be such a wonderful mother one day.
Honey, the mouthwash is under the sink.
Like I said, I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. I love you.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for returning. And that was Bango, written by Comika Hartford and directed by Eric Shapiro. That was one hell of a film, and there was so many layers that we're going to discuss about this. But first, let me go ahead and introduce my host, Joe Flynn, Create TV. Thank you, as always, Joe. It's a pleasure having you on. Al Omega, who is still guest hosting for us while Kevin Nicholson recovers from COVID-19. Wish you all the best, buddy. Have a speedy recovery. In the meantime, we're just going to use and abuse Al Omega a little bit longer. But he is the host of Creature Features, and it's always a pleasure having you on, Al. Appreciate your expertise. And Comika, thank you very much for coming on. It was a pleasure of watching Bango. I understand it's part of the Hinterland Zoo Anthology horror series. And why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about your vision for all of the episodes? How do you see them playing out?
So the anthology is essentially a horror thriller. It's set in this creepy suburb where every house is a nightmare next door, kind of like your average suburb.
Right.
And this is like the first 10 minutes of the half-hour pilot episode. So what you would find out next is what happens to the hot Chris lady that stumbled away without her purse or a coat. And she has a whole insane adventure. It's a ghost story. It's insane. And then you end up back at Sam and Aaron's house and you find out what happened the day before the shenanigans. And guess what? The whole time that whole thing was going on, there's a guy tied up in the basement. It's a wild ride. It's a wild ride. So it's a bizarre and you shot the first 10 minutes. Right now the script itself is being shopped around. We just won. We're a finalist in the Phoenix Monthly Film Festival. Nice. We also won a Horror Bowl in 2019 for Best Plot Twist. We were an Olympus Film Festival finalist. And I just got signed with this wonderful agency as a screenwriter. It's the Jackson Agency. And they are shopping the anthology around. Yeah, so it's just gotten a lot of interest. I definitely conceived it to be able to be shot with a smaller cast. As you see, like each episode usually has around 3 people in it. It's shot in locations that are accessible. I definitely thought about having a reasonable crew, reasonable expectations that would be easy if we decided to shoot more. You know, because now with COVID, with safety, we have to really kind of see like how many people can we even have in a room or in a house if we're inside. Right, like we have to really start thinking about keeping people safe. And frankly, everyone can stay 6 feet away from me at all times. Why have I been letting people breathe on me all this time? Sorry, that's just a side note. Side note. It's
amazing how we used to live before, right?
I know, right? It's like, could you feel like 12 feet back? I'm an extrovert and introvert. No one needs to get that close. And in fact, let's not shake hands anymore. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah, just saying, here, wave at me.
Yeah, it's like, I see you. We're both people. Awesome. This is as far as we need to go with this transaction. I don't need to press your flesh on me, which, as I realize, is the creepiest way you could say that.
You know, Micah, if you make a sequel to this, I can't wait to see, but you have to involve the HOA, the Homeowners Association. That's where the really creepy shit starts to happen.
Thank you. Yeah, no, dude.
You know it's going to happen that way.
The suburbs are bananas. People fucking shooting each other over, like, you parked in my driveway, and it's like, and you shot him? Yeah. It's fucking bananas out there.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
If you do one with the Homeowners Association, I vote for something with pitchforks and torches, please.
So just like regular then. So like a Thursday. Awesome. Yeah.
Now, Al had an absolute ball. He nailed the film right on the head. When I was watching it, and I'm still kind of blown away because I usually can watch a movie now with a little bit of a critic's eye. I'm not like a trained critic, right? I'm a screenwriter as well, not as accomplished as you. But I can watch it with like a critic's eye, at least, right? You can point out the little things, and you can pretty much, especially on short films, you can attach yourself to the story pretty quickly, right? Because that's the whole point. It's like you have to get so much going so quickly. But as I was watching, I'm like, this is really good. Yeah, I love the twist at the end. That was cool. Really, some dark, disturbing stuff. I asked Al and Joe about it, and I was so far off. It wasn't even funny. It wasn't even close. I'm like, maybe I have to go rewatch another 5 times.
Awesome.
Al,
Nice.
give me your impression. Give me your impression of Bango.
I loved it. You know, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a horror film. It's a documentary.
Oh my!
I dated that girl more than once. Trust me. Oh yeah, absolutely. As Anthony and I here were talking about some of the things they've done, and so totally, this all gets in there. I absolutely. I have known a couple of people that I have no doubt were thinking about drugging their partners for various and sundry reasons, and living an entirely different life away from them to make sure that no one came anywhere near their partner at all times because they didn't want them to steal them away or something like that. So I totally get this.
People are fucking horrible sometimes. We really are. Like,
yeah.
That's the nature of like putting people in boxes and deciding that we own each other. And part of the insanity of Sam is that she's literally just functioning in the role that society says that she's supposed to have. And I was inspired to write this because I was online, and this I had said something about some film thing I was doing, and this one guy posted a picture of like a woman putting a blanket over a man while he was writing, and he was like, you should know your place. And I was like, whoa. Interesting. So your idea is men get to create, and came on my page, needed to tell me that, because it's not like he stunk of failed writer, but he just wanted me to know that my place was to be placing a blanket over him. And I was thinking about that. I was like, that's interesting that he as a grown man thinks that half of the people on the planet want to be lesser, and that's natural for us.
We're still at that point. I thought
if it were, you wouldn't have to keep trying to get people to submit if it was natural. And I was like, wow, how would he think it was? And I thought, like, what would it take for a human being to want to be second? Like, what's in it for them to be second, to be the caretaker, to walk behind you, to be under his eye, to be, yes, master, yes, you are what are you getting out of it? Because there's something. And I was like, you'd have to be fucking crazy. And that's when Sam was born. She's the perfect woman. It even says, though, in the rest of it, like, the guy that ends up in the basement, like, she's even talked about that she's the perfect woman, and she loves baking and taking care of him and making sure that he's okay, because it's like he's like a little baby. It's like, yeah, and it's like, what is this infantilization where it's like, no, he's a grown man, and you're why are we doing these weird roles, and how are they helping us?
No, you have it exactly
and then
right.
The only healthy character is the Chris character, because she looks at this and goes, wait a minute. He's not being honest with you. You don't seem to be being honest with him. Y'all don't need a threesome. You need to fucking talk to each other like grown-ups. Like,
she got there pretty quick,
to be the weirdo. And she's like, this is weird. You're weird and he's weird, and y'all need to work this shit out.
And I want out of here.
Yeah, and she was not having it. And of course, she's seen as the creepy bisexual that has all the problems. And it's like, no, these two people have the problems. She's fine.
Right. And again, I was gonna say, I truly enjoyed your writing with all the characters, because your performance, Carissa's performance, and even your husband in that smaller of a role, did an excellent job with the writing, and their performances showed, Like, hey, it's like, what? If someone's like drugging me, I'm out the door no, never mind. I'd probably be out cold like a light and they'd probably be butchering me someplace. And I'm like, here, honey, here's some fried Joe. It's good for you.
Cool gaming. No, Comika, I have to tell you, you got it exactly right about the infantilism that people like this are, that they really feel that other people just aren't smart enough or capable, and they're just going to make sure that they get to the right place, the place they think.
That you do the right thing for you. Yeah. But and that if they're, if they have to change reality or gaslight you, that they don't see that that's infringing on your rights as a human being, and then like Aaron isn't blameless. Like one, he's in a strange place, but he's bought into this I'm a king thing. Like he's getting something out of it, but is he really enjoying it? Well, not really, if he's always looking for threesomes. Part of him gets that like this isn't real, like there's something wrong. Even though I'm having my clothes picked out for me and my dinner made for me. And it's like, but what is that doing? That's infantilizing a clearly capable grown man. And my friend Richard Caines, who did the character, he's such a great actor. He's just awesome. And he really understood the character where I thought he was so charming that you're kind of creeped out by him. Like, oh God, does he want to hurt these two? Is he but? And then later you look back and you go, no, he's just kind of entitled and charming. He doesn't even know any of this is happening. Oh my God.
Right. Literally. Excuse me? You want me to do what? Here, have some drinks. We'll have some fun tonight.
But I always think it's so creepy that like I'll hear men tell their girlfriends that they want a threesome, and if their girlfriend's bi, that's what's one thing, or if she's poly. But if she's just monogamous and hetero like him, then he's essentially asking her to adopt another sexuality. And it's like, well, would you do that? Would you have sex with a man with me? It's like, no, that's horrible. But you want like, and then you have these hetero chicks. No, you have hetero chicks in the shower, 3 a.m., crying, mouth smelling like pussy. They don't even like pussy. And it's like, girl, you can't be doing this. So there's this whole weird like thing where people try to get, it's like, dude, if this person isn't into this sexuality, that's not a thing. And it shouldn't be a fetish, because half the time if your chick is bi and the other chick is bi or gay, you're going to realize at a certain point how unnecessary you are. And it's not going to be the fun thing you think it is.
Right.
Not speaking from experience, I just have a lot of friends.
No, and that's the thing. It's like, regardless of anyone's sexuality, it's like, hey, someone could say, oh, I'm going to write down this, and, and if the character is either straight, gay, whatever, and they kind of like they try to pull it off, it's like, no, I'm not, it's like with any kind of film, if they kind of make a character kind of gay, or bi, unless their, characters are really proud to say, hey, I'm this, and I'm happy with it. But if you're not, they're gonna like basically go like, yeah, we're trying to figure out your deepest, darkest secret, and the husband, of course, it's like, we're like explaining the movie to Anthony, and it was like, you go like, yeah, the wife is, she may not be,
it had some Stanley Kubrick vibes. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, well, because and I've been influenced by him, and especially when the two women are sitting and talking in the white room. That was definitely a Kubrick. Like I chose that exact area for that specifically, with the long. There's like, nice. Because I was like, yeah, and it frames like her in black and that character in red, and it was like against the white, like all of those things that I. In the location scouting and in the costumes, because I was also doing those that like I definitely put thought into. And I also thought that like the only person that understands consent is the Chris character, because Aaron is trying to get his wife to do a thing he knows she isn't into. She's agreeing to do a thing she doesn't want to, which is deceptive also. And as you see, she's hiding all these other horrible things. You peel back the rug on her, it's horrendous. Chris is the only person, like, you don't really know, like, I'm out of here. And she even doesn't escape the zoo, because no one escapes the Hinterland Zoo.
True. From Sam's point of view, man. Everyone.
Yeah.
But no.
I'm really curious as to what happens after this. As you mentioned, we can cut this. I'm really intrigued as to how the rest of the series is going to look, because of the value and really the way you set it up. It's almost like I look at anthologies as like a relay and track and field. Usually they start with a strong episode. They have some maybe not lesser ones, but maybe they're less engaging in the middle, and then towards the end you have the really strong ones, like the finale. This one it started off nice. It now that I know it's part of a planned series, I want to know what's happening next. Because you started off on such a good foot.
Yeah.
You sprinted off the line. The characters flew off the screen. And the twist 3/4 of the way in was absolutely magnificent. I already mentioned it had that Stanley Kubrick feel. I'm really hoping that I can see this soon, and not sooner, not later. So yeah, let's get the ball cracking on the rest of the series, because this was an excellent first step.
Cool. Thanks. I'm so glad you guys liked it. Yeah.
Oh,
we did.
I know. And the thing for me too, with the Sam and Roger character, and poor Chris, who's probably walking it off someplace. But yeah, you want to see what's going to happen next to their characters, and how, like in this anthology, how whatever's going to come up, and what Sam's reaction compared to Roger's reaction's gonna be,
Oh, you mean Aaron? Yeah. So after this pilot, each episode kind of takes place around one or two houses, and at the end of the season, you're at the end of the block, and then you go back to Aaron and Sam's house, and there's a final twist with them. And then the next season is just another block in the zoo.
Well, there you go. People keep an eye out for that.
Definitely.
Bone chilling.
But not the eye. Unless, that's part of the plot. It could be.
Well, I definitely think you're onto something here. This was a unique experience, and since it's part of something longer, I've gotten accustomed to watching shows in installments versus like sitting a 2.5-hour movie. I've gotten used to now, because maybe because of COVID-19, I've gotten used to watching seasons, right? And to be honest, the stuff that's been coming out, especially on Netflix, has been all quality stuff. It never has felt like filler. It feels like really good stuff. Like they had teams of skilled writers behind it. So now that you have this as the first step, and there's a planned series, I'm like, well, maybe Netflix. I mean, it would definitely stand out from the rest. That is much is for certain, because
we'll see.
To my knowledge, I haven't seen anything like this, especially in a serialized form.
One of the things I really liked about this is that throughout the filming, it never at any point seemed forced or contrived. The characters arrive to where they are very naturally. The filming looks very natural. And I think that really, really helped it to lull people into, shall we say, a false sense of security. Nothing can really go wrong. This really isn't what's going to happen. Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, I really liked your filming. Good pacing.
Awesome.
Great. Well, Comika, where can everybody find you?
Yes.
You can connect with my landing page, which is comikahartford.com. And I am on Facebook. You can like Bango episode 1 of the Hinterland Zoo on Facebook. I have a few other projects that are kind of, bubbling along. So we'll see what happens with those that are also short type, creepy things that I managed to cobble together out of this and that.
That's fantastic.
Oh, that sounds
awesome.
I think at least for us, it strikes a chord when we come across filmmakers that put you at ease from the very beginning. You don't feel the jitters of, well, I don't know where the story's going. I don't know the quality. You start seeing gaps here and there. When you're sitting on a roller coaster and you know that it's going to be a fun ride, you can just put your hands up and scream, right? You're not worried about the rails falling off at any point. And I think that is there we go. Yeah. That's awesome. The mark of a good filmmaker. Whether it be you're the writer, you're also the actor. So yeah, double kudos to you. Also, Eric Shapiro did an excellent job directing this.
Yes.
Framing was excellent, as you mentioned, the pacing, lighting, and this whole thing was put together very well. I think you set the bar high for your series, so we're going to be waiting to see more.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for making it.
I'm not drunk yet, so I just wanted to let you guys know that.
We can keep going.
Get through the whole podcast.
We can come up with more questions.
Keep drinking.
It's an option.
It's an option, all right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
Another episode of the Grim and Bloody Theater. Check us out for more on YouTube, as well as go to www.deathparadefilmfest.com, where you can find all of our podcast and theater episodes and their special landing pages. So for Joe Flynn, El Omega, Comika Hartford, and myself, wishing you a good night. Enjoy horror.
Good night.
Happy Halloween early.
Good night.
Yes.
Take care, everybody.
All right.
There we go.
Thanks for having me.